Hi, I'm Hayley from Yahoo Celebrity, and I'm joined by the lovely Calum Best.
Thank you, Hayley.
Calum's here to talk about his new show, Famously Single, and also to be our resident agony uncle for half an hour. So if you've got any dating dilemmas or any questions you want to ask about life and love,
don't know if I'm the guy to ask, to be honest with you.
please put them in the comment section. So Calum,
Yes.
tell us about your new show.
Yeah, Famously Single. Filmed it in Los Angeles for E! Awesome opportunity and experience. Went over 4 guys, 4 girls, all kind of in the public eye already. I made some great friends. There's some highs, there's some lows, there's some flirting, there's some fighting. I mean, overall, I really enjoyed it. Some parts get quite deep, where there's a therapist on board. You know, I'll give you an
I did see you guys arguing with her quite a lot.
Well,
I
I think
this morning.
Yeah, there are definitely some arguments that go down. Overall, everybody got along with each other quite well, but I think at the very beginning, there's a quite trying to stand your ground and let people know who you are and what you're about. You know, instead of being stepped on and being told what to do, and there's a lot of that going on, especially amongst the ladies. But for example, it's about us talking about what our flaws are in dating or why we're single. So let's just say one day we all sit around our couches and the therapist, Dr. Darcy's there, and she said, Dr. Darcy, it sounds so funny. She says, you know, she'll look at Willis. Willis is an NFL player, and say, Willis, what is your problem with dating? He'll say, I'm not good at meeting new people. And then, so we all talk about what that problem was, and then that night we'll go out to 3rd Street Promenade and we'll have to go up to total strangers on a time limit and then ask them to go on a date and stuff like that. So each day you had a different challenge. Each day you had a different opportunity to talk to the therapist one-on-one. And you're supposed to date people on the outside, but people started having chemistry on the inside as well.
I think I saw you kissing the blonde lady.
I'm totally innocent.
Okay. Because you kind of a self-confessed former playboy. What's been your biggest dating disaster that you can remember?
Where do I start?
Oh, there's so many.
No, there's not so many. I mean, if I'm honest with you, at the point in my life right now, I don't really waste anybody's time or waste my own time unless I really think there's something going, you know?
Yeah.
As I've got older, I kind of seem to care more and respect to the other person, respect to myself. But I think there's been a few times maybe I've gone out and someone's got a bit too hammered and it's not a good look. Well, me as well. I'm guilty as that one for sure. But somebody else has got a bit too hammered and you don't really want to take care of them. But I mean, the Playboy thing, it's very much an old scenario. It's just, it was part of me being a young lad. There's nothing I really did during that time that a lot of young guys wouldn't do. But because I was kind of in the public eye, my old man is who he is. There's a lot more kind of spotlight on it. But I made some mistakes. I'll hold my hands up. But I'm at a point now where I'm good. So it's doing this show was a really cool experience.
Because you're looking for a more serious relationship now rather than kind of
flings
and one-night stands.
Well, wow. It was more so me wanting to learn more about everything, really. It was going go through this whole experience, and I took on knowledge from this therapist, and I took on knowledge from other people while I was there. I mean, I didn't go in there and say, if I don't find love by the time I leave here, then the show's a failure. No, I didn't at all. But I wouldn't. At all? No. I found some chemistry. I had some good fun. The show was fun, but it's a 4-week show, and there's a lot of filming, and there's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of things. It didn't really work out like that for me. But like I said, I didn't leave there any life-changing experiences, but I'm glad I did it.
I'll just go to some of the questions. So this is from Caroline. Are you single? Just straight up.
I am indeed. Caroline, I'm single. Are you interested?
And from Chris, what's your favourite chat-up line?
Chris, my friend, I don't really use him. I think if any guy starts a conversation with a chat-up line, he's just doomed for failure. I mean, unless you make it witty and you're kind of making fun of yourself, but...
What's your ultimate one then? What always works with you?
No, I don't.
You don't have one at all.
Are you listening to my answers? She's not listening to my answers at all. No, I wouldn't use chat-up lines. It's not for me. But good luck to you, Chris, if you do.
What would turn you off on a first date?
If we went for dinner and let's say she chewed with her mouth open.
Really?
I'm not about that. So, but I like good manners. I mean, as much as I like good manners, I like naughty as well. But it's the kind of little things of the respect and the manners that I'm quite key to. And if you don't really have those basics, then I don't think we can really go any further.
Okay. From Alice, who's your ideal woman?
Bella Hadid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's so beautiful. So I think Mohammed and Yolanda did a great job there. The whole family's good looking.
What's your pre-date ritual, if you have one?
My dating is few and far between. No matter what permutation I might have had in the past, it's quite limited. But I mean, it's just to really, I think it's quite important to take good care of yourself. I think I think dressing well is a form of good manners. You know, like Tom Ford once said that, and I could really relate to that. And I think Just, smelling Tom
What do you
Ford.
wear? Tom Ford.
Yeah.
Is that just a name drop there?
No, it's legit. You asked. It's legit Tom Ford. I like him, in case you're watching.
What do you find most attractive about a partner? This is from Andy.
Andy, most attractive in a partner. It comes back to this again, I think good manners. But I also like a naughty side. So it's a bit of both, really. A balance somewhere.
What should a woman wear on her first date, or what would you think is attractive? And that's from Matilda.
Matilda, we had that situation in the house on the show. We had to so we were partnered up with somebody else. So there's 4 guys, 4 girls in the show, and I was with a girl named Jessica Weiss, beautiful girl from the States, and we were going on blind dates, and we were trying to decide what you wear on a blind date. And I'm thinking, I never have to think about that kind of thing. I just go in what the situation is. If I'm jeans and a leather jacket, or if I'm a suit, you never know. But a girl, like, we have to. Some girls, I don't know. I'm not judging everybody, but I think she was like, do I go in straight up naughty and like that guy's thinking, whoa, she's really into it, or do you go kind of respectfully? And I think in the end we went for a bit more of a respectful look, just so nobody gets any false ideas straight away. So it depends on where you're at, what you're thinking, and what you want to do. But I think play it safe on the first date.
Okay. What's your favourite tattoo? From Kirsty.
Kirsty, good question. I like that one. I have loads I like. I've got a new one on my stomach that is kind of this spiritual thing. I'm quite spiritual. I suppose so. It's that one there. I'm quite spiritual in my ways, and that one is just a kind of. I like your style. She's good. She's cheeky. I like you. It's just quite a spiritual one because I like to think I'm quite a spiritual person.
And this is from Leo. What's the best place to take a first date?
Leo, that's a good question. It depends on the people. I mean, it all depends on your surroundings and what your intentions or what you want to do. But I think, many times I've thought to myself, dinner and drinks are the one. But I think sometimes that you might switch it up and do something completely random. Like go do something that isn't your standard norm. I mean, I could be the worst person for dating advice, to be honest with you, dude. But I think maybe if you came up with something like, this might sound cheesy, but something even like bowling, something fun. Something that's quite lighthearted, maybe. So you started off on a funny note and a good time. Good luck, anyway.
What is the worst thing someone can do on a date? And this is from Chris.
Chris, dude, what is the worst thing?
It's actually with your mouth open.
Yeah. I think not listening. I think it's pretty key to listen. I think you got to try to be funny. I think if you're rude or if you're a bit too overbearing, I mean, there's all sorts of answers to that, but I think what's right or wrong. As long as you yourself on the date have good manners and respectful, then as long as you did your part right, then if they screw up, they screw up.
From Lisa, what would be your perfect date?
Lisa, it's slightly over the top, but I went to a place recently and I took a date to, and I don't want to sound cheesy, but I took her to a place called Montecatini Alto in Tuscany. This place in Italy on this.
Show off.
Yeah, but it's true. You asked. You didn't ask where would I go for a date down the road. You asked where I would go for a date in my ideal, and it was this beautiful place in Italy. There's this old school kind of like cobble streets, and the lighting and everything was just super romantic, and I liked it.
This is from Ahmed. How do you keep healthy?
Ahmed, for a long time I wasn't healthy, dude. I for a long time I started healthy. I played sport when I was younger, took care of myself, then I fell off for a long time. And what I like that now people on my Twitter get in touch to say it's weird even taking this, but some people saying we like to see you turn your life around, going from party boy to healthy, but right at the moment in time. For example, I'm on a 12-week program at the moment, and I'm 10 days with no sugar and no carbs, and I'm 12 weeks with no drinking. So it's just about the willpower you have, and if you really want to make that change, you got to be committed. You got to do cardio. You've got to eat well. Diet's a massive thing. It's all stuff you probably already know, my friend, but it's just about putting it into action.
From Lisa, do you like women with tattoos?
Lisa, I do like women with tattoos.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm cool with it. I think there's a lot of my girlfriends have tattoos, and I think it can be quite sexy. Some people maybe not, but I think that I like it myself.
Okay. Have you ever been on a date and thought, oh my god, why did I agree to do this, and try and wriggle out with it as soon as you can?
Let me just go use the phone real quick and never come back.
The bathroom window.
That'd be so harsh. But yes. Oh, that'd be so horrible, but yes, I've done it. No, I haven't.
Climb out the window.
No, I would never. Can you imagine? The poor person would be devastated. Yeah, me either. But there's been some awkward moments, but I've never... I've made some mistakes in my past, hold my hand up for sure about that one, but I would now, for the past however many years, I wouldn't put myself in a position unless you kind of do that basic knowledge and basic research first before you meet that person for that date. And the opportunities you have via social media or WhatsApp or whatever it may be to get to know somebody before you actually go. I don't do many blind dates. I did one for the show, and it ended up being absolutely hilarious because I had an earpiece in coming from somebody else telling them what to say. Proper awkward moments, but you have to tune in to watch that one.
What about online dating? What's your have you been on Tinder or?
Yeah, when Tinder first came out, I joined Tinder. I got a lot of stick from the press for it, but I still gave it a go. I don't use it anymore because I think I couldn't. It was quite a lot to keep up with all
so many women.
No, I didn't say. Will you quit putting words in my mouth? You're fully trying to make me look bad.
I'm not.
You totally are.
I'm not.
Not so many women at all. Loads of dudes, to be honest with you. But I find that there's so much other ways. I'm quite a busy guy, and I think like whether you go to the gym, whether you go to the shop, whether you go anywhere, there's opportunities that you could do it legitimately. Don't get me wrong, social media has been an aspect where I've met people. I met my last, and some people may cringe, but I met my last girlfriend through social media, so it's there to be done. Mm-hmm. But I just think it can be quite overbearing with 19 different options of how to meet people.
Yeah.
So I gave Twitter a go, and then I just failed at it, so that was it.
What's the worst date you've ever been on? Without naming names.
I showed up one time and the person wasn't the person they said they were, which was pretty horrendous. If you're watching, it's you. You're
what
guilty.
What do you mean they weren't?
Well, they send you a proper catfish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like no. I showed up and I was like, get the out of here.
Did you go through with it?
I
politely stay for
I swear to God, as much as whatever made me thought, I sat and I conversed and dealt with it and gave the best I could, but I was just like, this is an absolute mistake.
This is a bit of a weird one, but it's from Orlando.
Okay.
If a couple are fighting about being in or out with Brexit, what would your advice be to Orlando?
Avoid. I don't know, Orlando. Like cook dinner. Like just
Orlando, come on.
Stray from the topic. I don't know, dude. Talk about kittens or something. You know what I mean? We got this, Orlando. Pull it together. But good luck to your conversation as well. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you. I'm not good with that.
Have you ever juggled multiple women?
That's a really heavy question for live television. You have some real cheek. No, I like your cheek though. No, I've never juggled women, but I've been a single man for a long time, and that's what part of why I did this show. It's to kind of go on there and learn from others and learn a bit about myself, and I did, and it was really cool. I met some cool people. But no, saying juggling women, it just sounds horrific, so I would never actually say that. But good effort for asking.
Okay, and yeah, what else are you up to for the rest of the year then besides this?
I'm super...
Hotspot
no worries, it's cool. I really enjoyed your questions, so thank you. I'm busy with the show. I'm super proud of it. It's a cool experience. I'm thrilled to be working with E. And I've got a film, actually, that I've been working on for the past 3 years that has to do with myself and my dad. I got a new book deal. It's a good year, and I opened my first gym. Actually, I opened my gym in Henley, and I've got a new one coming in London called Best Life, and I'm really quite thrilled with all that.
Brilliant. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
No worries.
Thank you for answering all the uncomfortable questions.
No, thank you for your time as well.
Okay,
so I hope you guys enjoyed it.